back to the channel, everybody. I'm Kevin from Hidden Heights Farm. So in my last video yesterday, I was showing you guys how to make a fire in a wood stove to keep my family warm. We were due for some cold weather and it's here. We didn't get much ice though, thank God. But the temperatures, we're in the mid 30s, just above freezing. And some of you guys have asked me, what do we do to prepare for the goats to stay warm? Everybody wants to know about the Spanish goats. How do they stay warm? How do they adapt to this temperature when it's cold, below freezing and such? So anyways, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. It's going to make a little short video. I have to hurry up and get in the house and get dressed up to take my daughter to the daddy-daughter dance tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm just going to throw this little short video out here today. So these Spanish goats, one reason we went with these Spanish goats is they're supposed to be one of the hardiest goat breeds there is in the whole world. These goats were brought from Spain to the Caribbean island area back in the 1500s, and they have been in the southwest US for a long time. Now they are throughout the whole United States. They're being more sought after, more people's finding out about them. One thing that everybody that has raised them for years and years praise about is their hardiness to parasites. And that's a big thing. If you raise goats, you know how important it is to have a goat that is parasite resistant. And we've had just about every kind of goat there is, and these Spanish goats are super hardy and parasite resistant. And another thing I want to talk about is, back to the subject that everybody was asking about, them and the cold weather. These goats, it could be raining and snowing, they have a big 30 by 30 barn right here, but they would rather stay out in the weather. They don't care. One thing about these Spanish goats is, I'll show you, let me zoom in on them. I got one right here that is showing. Alright, so this coat, they have a really thick undercoat, and that's what they call cashmere. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with cashmere. They harvest it from these goats and they use it to make sweaters and blankets and all kinds of good stuff. But these goats, they don't seem like they really get cold. And they are super soft. If you pet one, their coat is just super soft. Their coat is just the softest coat of any animal I've ever felt. So that's just a couple of reasons why we chose to go with these Spanish goats. But back to the subject on how we keep them warm. They have this barn here. Let me take you inside and show you. Spanish goats fed, and in my previous videos I talked about preparing for winter storms and such. I showed you guys hooking up the tank de-icers and putting the straw down on the ground for them to bed in to keep them warm. So that is ways that we do prepare for this cold weather, and we try to make their lives comfortable, you know, where they're not where they don't have to stand outside in the extreme temperatures. I know a lot of you guys really care about animals, and I do too. So I want to make them as comfortable as possible. But anyways, I'll go back over some of the things that we did to try to make them stay warm. Try to help them stay warm. So there's a tank de-ice here in the water. Here's one of the little hay feeders where we feed the alfalfa square bill. That just gives them a little extra protein, and if they are cold, that will help them metabolize a little better and stay warm. They love alfalfa. And then of course their grain feeder here. But if you look on the ground, it's covered in straw. So they have a ton of bedding to lay in. Lots of room. They got this whole corner here. And here's one of these big round bells they have pretty much devoured. Let me show you here. That hay bell is probably going to fall soon. Hopefully it don't fall on them. I'll probably push it over so just to make sure it don't. They're big enough where it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't hurt them. But anyways, this is where Daisy sleeps as well. And then they have free access in or out. They come through this door, go out here, then they can go out to their pasture. So that's just a little bit about how we keep our Spanish goats comfortable in this Oklahoma weird weather. And right now it's winter time and it's in the low 30s again, so they seem to be comfortable in this barn. I come out in the nighttime before I go to bed just to make sure that everybody's in here and everybody's okay, and haven't had any problems with any goats, you know, getting pneumonia or anything else. But anyways, let me show you a stall I have set up just in case one does get sick. I built a 10 by 10 stall in this barn, and I have a lot of bedding put in here in case one goat does get sick or anything. I can put her in here. That way I can keep her away from the other herd. You don't need in here, Daisy. So it's always nice to have a separate stall or something. If you guys get a sick goat and you don't know what's wrong with her, you need to try to separate her from the rest of the herd. It might be something contagious, it might not be, but that also allows you to be able to keep a better eye on that goat that is sick. Give her medicine, easier to catch, and it'll keep her from going out into the pasture and laying down and dying, or you not being able to keep a close eye on her. So it's kind of important to have a separate place to put a sick goat or several sick goats, or just for the separation. Alright guys, that's pretty much all my video for today. I'm going to take a look at these goats again and show you what these goats look like. They were bred approximately around December 30th. And I'm going to try to do a weekly video on them just to keep you guys updated, to show you how fast they grow with the babies in their bellies. And just kind of document that for myself anyways. So right now these goats, there's 12 does out here and 1 buck. And 12 does are bred and should be about a month and a half along. It's still pretty early, so they're probably not going to show, but they are eating good, so I'm trying to get them fattened up, keep them healthy. And I try to feed this buck as much as he wants to eat. He was chasing them girls pretty heavy for a solid month. So the kidding will probably be spread out a month or so, and they're due to start kidding May 30th. So I'm trying to put some weight back on him. He lost a lot of weight when he was breeding those does. And I have free choice of mineral feeder here. next to the water. They usually prefer the alfalfa over everything. So me and my wife used to raise Dorper hair sheep, and we had a herd about 45 ewes, and we decided to sell them out and go with these Spanish goats. So this fall we sold the hair sheep, and we found someone towards Oklahoma City that had the registered Spanish goat herd, so we chose to go with the small herd of these Spanish goats. And one of the many reasons, like I said before, is their hardiness. Not just for parasite control, but also for weather. The lines of these Spanish goats that we decided to purchase come out of a ranch down in Texas, where they have extreme heat, dryness, drought. There's not a lot of pasture land or grassland down there. They pretty much are raised on brush and like mesquite trees. And people have very good luck with them down there. There's a huge meat market for these Spanish meat goats. So that's just another reason why me and my wife chose to go with these Spanish goats. Alright guys, that's all I have for today. I gotta get inside and get cleaned up for this daddy-daughter dance. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and for the ones that were asking the questions about the Spanish goats I have, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And thank you guys for watching.